Welcome back to Wall Street Confidential, revisiting the Four Horsemen, Jim Cramer's Four Horsemen. And Jim, welcome to the show. We talked about Apple and RIM in a previous video. Now I want to get into Google and Amazon.com. Google, the CFO changing, going to be good signs for the company.
I think that maybe there's a possible rein in spending. We were talking with Visesh about that. Let me point out what happened in Google last quarter. Google last quarter was about $545 before they reported. People expected a big upside surprise. The stock then got sandwiched, just pancaked down to $510, $520. At that, the big push down was by shorts, who were immediately coming into me and other people saying, look, this is the first bad quarter. Well, you know, those people probably did not cover. And now you're looking at a stock that sells at 30 times earnings, it's growing at 33%. So this has become a very cheap stock. I think that I always use the divide by 10 rule, that if you divided the stock by 10, then you'd realize what you have is a stock that really has gone from 56 down to 52, and it's now back at 56. And I just think that it's just way too cheap. It's going to be a blowout quarter. And what people don't understand about Google is, like these other stocks that I talk about, is, you know, you're going to have a situation where people are going to look at the world and say, okay, give me the 20, 30% growers that are out there. And there's really only 5 of them. So people are going to funnel into Google. The shorts didn't cover. They were kind of flummoxed because they really thought it was the last bad quarter. Obviously, the stock taking out its high indicates that it wasn't. All that I'm hearing about is Google. You know, there's a $600 billion advertising market out there. What do they got, about, you know, a couple percent of it? I mean, I think that this is really reasonable to think that they could have 10% of it. So while they go from a small, you know, under 10 billion to 60 billion yes, 60 billion, you just be in the stock. And people who don't want to be in the stock are just not doing their homework.
Is Amazon.com a cheap stock right now?
No. Amazon.com is the most expensive of my four horsemen. But, you know, we're in a sea change in terms of, a lot of people like to see, and we use this term too often, it's kind of like I was watching football this weekend, and a guy was talking about the cover two, another guy was talking about the Jacksonville defense, and I'm thinking, you know, oh, come on. There's like 50 people who know this stuff. Well, I think that the term that we use all the time that 50 people know is leverage. You know, what does the model have leverage? And that just means that do the earnings fall to the bottom? Does the revenue fall to the bottom line for earnings? This will be the quarter where Amazon has all this fulfillment stuff that they put in, and other companies that use their fulfillment are going to see that they save a lot of money. I think that with gasoline prices high, and they are going up, with the state taxes going up and no taxes at Amazon, this will be the Amazon Christmas that we thought would have happened in 2001. So it's 6 years late, but it's never. But the leverage here, the money that's going to fall to the bottom line, may be the greatest leverage of any single company I follow, including, by the way, the steel companies, which have gigantic leverage right now because pricing's going up and their fixed cost is low.
All right, just summarizing, Google, cheap stock, Amazon.com, it's all about leverage.
Right. And I want to make that point. Amazon is not a cheap stock. My friends who are in Amazon are actually playing because of short busting. I don't like the short busting game because one of the things that I've learned about shorts is they're tenacious. So they very rarely cover unless they have to. In other words, there's a short squeeze. Don't buy Amazon for the short bust. Buy Amazon for the leverage to the bottom line.
All right, thanks so much, Jim Cramer on the Four Horsemen on Wall Street Confidential. Thanks for watching.